All the people who end up doing that are not the kind of people who would evolve naturally. People who are more flexible, who find new tools to work with, new purchase in consciousness, those are the people who actually evolve on by natural selection. This is no different than the dinosaurs going extinct, or the Neanderthal going extinct, or the Roman Empire, or the Nazi regime. It's no different in basic principle. It's different in the detail of the surface.
In other words, we all have to adjust, shift, evolve, and I don't mean this in a negative way, folks, but I guess experience the strife that would go with it otherwise. Is that correct, Ian?
Well, who are the best, most widely renowned football players? They're the ones who play the game. And to damn with spraining an ankle here and there.
Yes.
They are out there playing hard every play, taking their licks and giving them as good they got.
Yes.
And that's what we all respect and honor, and that's why we pay them so damn much money. Because we wish we were them. And we identify with them. And that's right to do. But it's more right to be that than watch it. And that's what that's the test that we're all at right now.
You know, I have been kind of taken interest of where society is going in the sense of individuality, or no, I don't mean it. I don't mean individuality in a positive way, folks. I mean, actually, I think I'd rather use the word isolation. That with the age of the computer, with us having to work 2 and 3 jobs to live in a way that we're used to or comfortable, and to be distracted by so many things that we've lost that sense of community. And without that sense of integration, I think that's where these fears and problems are starting to manifest. Ian?
Exactly right. And that is, again, just an exercise of this consciousness of the third night. What the third night is about is discernment of what did work and what doesn't work. And ejecting what hasn't worked to advance consciousness. That doesn't evolve. And then the surviving consciousness goes on. What is happening with your friendships and relationships is that you're becoming more and more discerning. And it's harder and harder to adapt or accept another kind of viewpoint.
That is an interesting point, yes.
And so this leads to the breakdown of the agreements that people have made for their relationships, because most of those agreements were based on very physical considerations.
Yes.
Physical attraction being the first. And not that I'm down on that at all. But
right.
That's just a fact.
Right.
That they have that agreement. And then there is the physical, after the physical attraction, then there is the emotional attraction. And then there's the mental attraction. And those things are what are harder to hold together. What those things are up to mental are all really based on physical things. And only people who have a common intent and purpose in spirit, in just the intent of their life, those people who have a common goal that is bigger than themselves, those people will have successful relationships.
Yes, and I am witnessing that, Ian, cosmically, or actually I should say through the electronically, more realistically, that people are gathering together. We are finding and feeling a part of a community. The downside of that, at least what I'm seeing at this point, is that it's through email, it's through electronic services, possibly telephone, but usually not even that. And do you believe that sometime in the near future that there will be something that takes us from this accumulative thing that's going on, except adding isolation to it at this point, and take us from there to actual physical community again? Is that possible?
Actually, where consciousness is right now is on the internet.
Yes.
That's where the stream is. And it isn't to your next door neighbor.
Yes.
It isn't very much to the grocery clerk.
That's right.
Where it is on the internet. And that's where people are communicating.
Yes.
This is very important to understand because it's a step in the next evolution of our consciousness in the ability to communicate. And there is an event which is coming up on June 8th of this year.
Yes.
And that is the passage of Venus between the Earth and the Sun. Now, if everyone out there just thinks of what you know about Venus, beauty, grace, allure, romance, strength, the feminine, Hathor, heart, Quetzalcoatl of the Mayan calendar, that is, there Jesus Christ is Venus. And what will happen on June 8th is for 7 hours, Venus will pass in front of the Sun, and the Sun in all of his beautiful, raging glory will be blasting everything about Venus straight at Earth.
What do you think might occur? Now, usually it's not, folks, at least my experience, it's not like hitting a light switch where it happens from 1 second to the other, although maybe it will happen that way. It's often more of a gradual thing. Ian, paint us a picture of what you think that might bring in.
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
And how fast do you think that would will I notice this on June 9th, or will I see a gradual unfolding?
You've already seen the gradual unfolding.
Yes.
What is coming is a vast acceleration from that point. And the people who are ready to avail themselves that ability will be more fully participating than the people who aren't as willing. Just like there's certain people go to see a certain movie and others stay away.
Yes.
So this availability will be there for everyone.
Yes.
Those who participate will receive it. Those who don't believe this kind of thing could happen or don't want it to happen won't get that ability.
Tell me more about what the happening is.
Okay.
Telepathy, yes.
Well, let me refer it back to the Mayan calendar. Let's build some foundation here.
Okay.
In every one of the Venus passages that have gone before, what has occurred, and it was usually in the first day of the cycles of these consciousnesses, that there was a tremendous jump in the ability of communication.
Yes.
Every single time. And you can go back and study those and look at your history, and you will see the developments of communication. One of them, during one of the passages, they completed the transatlantic telephone cable.
Yes. Right
during the passage. One before that had to do with circumnavigating the world. It is just completely fascinating. But there have been huge jumps in our ability to communicate. So looking at the Mayan calendar and what we can expect of the next step, we've gone from leading off